Hi folks, as sometimes I do, I feel like I need to do an addendum to a video that I've done recently. And this is an addendum to the full moon video, full moon and Libra video I did yesterday. And it is, at least for me, certainly has been a full moon day. And I think it has been the same for a number of people. And issues from or around March the 20th are definitely some of the things that may be coming up for a number of people. So I had a variety of insights yesterday evening and today as the days have gone by that I wanted to share. Now, first and foremost, full moons don't always have to be a negative or a bad thing. And for those people that for whom the full moon has brought an opportunity to shine, to be pushed into the limelight in some way, something comes to resolution, some sort of contract comes through, something positive comes through, congratulations, and that's wonderful, and you can keep listening to it. At the same time, for a lot of people, this particular full moon does have a certain amount of intensity to it because it does have a replay quality. It does have even though there's an opportunity for healing and resolution, there's an intensity to it. And the first thing I wanted to do was to acknowledge that while there's the potential for healing and there's an element of surprise to this full moon, things may happen in a surprising way. You weren't expecting where things were going to be at yesterday, and yet today something happened that jolted you or surprised you. Or something unmistakable. For me, something unmistakable happened related to the full moon when I knew where it was, related to March the 20th, yesterday evening, and then grew into something today. But it was not the only thing. There were other things as well. And there's potentially an element of surprise to it. There's a need to not jump to conclusions that something terrible is happening. It may be that the element of surprise is there or something is happening because it's trying to propel you in a certain direction. And there is an opportunity on some level for a certain kind of healing and resolution. And if anything, one of the possibilities that you're exploring may be somehow diametrically opposed to where you were around March the 20th. So if you were contemplating a breakup, all of a sudden there's this nagging feeling of, why am I contemplating that? What if I was contemplating coming together? Or something else. The other thing I said yesterday, the other thing actually before I say anything else is I put this picture up on my Facebook page, which you're welcome to find under my name, Abhimanyu Katyal. And Abhimanyu Katyal, you can find it. I'll write down my name because I think this is I'll put my name. You're welcome to find me on Facebook and follow me there because I post these videos there as well. But I put a painting or a picture there of a full moon, and it was captioned, God turned on a light for you. And this sounds like it's a cheesy caption, I know, but it really felt right. When I talk about full moons bringing something to culmination or bringing something heated or bringing something intense or whatever, do pay attention that yes, the full moon is illuminated, but there is a way it does tend to me, the cosmos is a way of shining a light on something. So don't lose sight of that. It's actually a great and a positive way to look at this time period. Full moons also give you a lot of energy. You might just find yourself racing and running and ready to go and a lot more productive because the urgency is on to get certain things done. And everyone is acting a little full moony. So anyway, something is ending. Something is resolving. The opportunity to end and put something to bed and resolve something is there. I'm looking at my notes. I typically do this without notes, but I had to write down all the sort of moments and epiphanies and confirmations that I was getting as I went about my business, some of which involved listening to other people since I did the last video. Something could also be propelling you to act even if you thought that you would choose not to. The subtitle for my full moon video yesterday was to act or not to act. So it could be that something comes through suddenly that forces you to act or makes you feel like you have to act now. So pay attention to that. The larger question is to act or not to act, but you may find that with this full moon energy, which is going to be around for another 24 hours, definitely with a certain amount of strength, you may find that you absolutely do feel and find that you have to take some action. Full moons are a time when you can have trouble sleeping, either because when you have a lot to do or energetically things are so heightened that waking up in the middle of the night or not going back to sleep. Just keep in mind, try to track this with full moons in general. As you get towards a full moon, you may find that full moons are a time of greater wakefulness, greater productivity, greater energy, intense emotional and mental overwork and processing. Whereas as you head towards a new moon, I often say the 48 hours or 72 hours before a new moon, but especially the 48 to 24 hours before a new moon tend to be sleepy, and your body wants to sleep a lot more and rest a lot more and restore a lot more. So keep that in mind. I've already talked about the fact that sudden things could come through that create a reason to act or propel you forward in some way to try and reach some sort of resolution, even if that sudden thing feels negative or challenging or like a bit of a slap in the face. Something continues to come to light around a relationship or relationships that came to light around March the 20th. Up here for revisiting. I said this yesterday, I'm saying this again. I'm emphasizing the relationship aspect of things. I'm emphasizing something coming to light about relationships aspect of things, something continuing to get clear that was murky in March aspect of things, and the relationship to the days around March the 20th. April the 19th, this particular full moon that we're talking about does have Venus at an important place. And so even if something appears or happens that has a kind of a slap to the face quality, it may actually help clear the air, and it may actually help reach a certain amount of resolution. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. And even though there is a certain amount of emphasis where the space is created for a certain amount of healing or resolution, I'm going to end by at least acknowledging that for some people this full moon is hard, you know. So just, if it is, keep the lens that I'm encouraging you to keep of healing and resolution and gratitude towards whatever it is that God is shining a light on. Because I really do believe, looking at the astrology of it and examining what is coming up, that somewhere there's a need to create a path forward. The path forward could be harmonious, or the path forward could involve separation. But it does have a healing resolution quality to it. And I wouldn't be surprised if the opportunity, ultimately, whatever the slap in the face, the sudden quality of whatever it is that propels you into action from a place of to act or not to act occurs, I wouldn't be surprised if the opportunity for harmony takes on more and more prominence, even if it's the path you choose not to take because it's not the right path to take for you. I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere that takes on a certain amount of prominence, at least from a perspective of, look at me, consider what it might mean to make this a more harmonious situation. Consider what peace and resolution might look like in this scenario. Consider what it might mean to reach agreements and to clear the air and have certain conversations. Consider what it might mean that this sudden thing that propels you into action somehow suddenly opens a pathway into saying, wait a second, I was going to go this way, but should I look at going this way? And if it means less war or less combat, could it actually lead to something constructive? It may not have to be the path for you. It may not be your path. But it is kind of interesting how these kind of healing, resolving energies are continuing to present themselves. It's April the 18th, and on April the 20th, Venus leaves Pisces. And Pisces is where all the action has been. And it's in the last degrees of it. And you really can't make this stuff up. So anyway, thanks as always for paying attention to these videos, etc. Pay attention to what God is shining the light on for you. And trust that whatever is coming up may be coming up for a reason, a constructive reason. Okay, till next time. Thanks.